Once upon a time, the synthesizer, a grand architect of his own reality, began a day that was already a tower of tasks stacked precariously high. He set out with a clear battle plan, a 10-hour marathon in his healing chambers, a quest to strengthen his body at the Iron Forge, and the sacred work of building his future kingdom, brick by brick. He was the commander, and this was a day that demanded flawless execution. He crossed the threshold into the world's chaos, and almost at once, the tower began to sway. The search for progress became a desperate scramble against a tide of friction, a forgotten key, a promise unkept by his queen, a series of small missteps that stole precious minutes and energy. Then came the true quake. The engine of his chariot, his trusted mechanical steed, sputtered, coughed, and seized, leaving him stranded in a sea of complication. He pushed onward, his own mind feeling as sluggish and faulty as the broken machine, every thought requiring immense effort, every simple task a monumental climb. In the heart of that mechanical and mental breakdown, he found something. It was not the victory he had planned, but a truth that was far more valuable. He saw, with sudden, terrifying clarity, that the fog in his mind, the cognitive lag that made him forget simple things and struggle with familiar routines, was not a failing of his character. It was a physiological alarm, the seizure of his own mental engine, a state of burnout-induced executive dysfunction. His brain, starved of fuel and overloaded with stress, was shutting down non-essential systems to survive. The price of this knowledge was steep. It was paid in the coin of physical pain that radiated from his spine, in the sharp sting of feeling unsupported and undervalued, and in the cold dread of being trapped in a life that was actively dismantling him. But what he took from the wreckage was a diagnosis. He returned to his keep late that night, not a victorious commander, but a weary survivor, jettisoning every last task, even the simple act of washing away the day's grime, to conserve the final flickering embers of his energy. A profound change had taken place. The man who started the day believing he could conquer it with sheer force of will was gone. In his place was an engineer who finally understood that his own machinery was failing. The grand, heroic illusion of pushing through was shattered, replaced by the stark, undeniable reality that the entire system of his life was unsustainable. The quest was no longer about winning the day. It was about redesigning the world so he could simply survive the next one.